Whoa, I'm off to the side today as it is a special edition. First trade on the board already because we're just going to jump right into this one. I'm super excited. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CollingsThodeNetwork. Of course, this is Curtis Collings of the CollingsThodeNetwork. Who else would it be? Daily doing live streams for y'all. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when I am live, when I do post my daily shorts, and we're going to jump right into it where I react to your Toronto Raptor trades. So the first one here is from Just ES Baraheni, where he proposes we give up RJ Barrett and 3 first-round picks. Now, the one in 2027 will be a pick swap, and then one in 2028 will be protected. That one in this year's draft will be completely unprotected, and they want to give us Trey Murphy and Yves Missy. I love this deal. I'm doing this immediately, if you ask me. Trey Murphy is just RJ Barrett, but better. He's like if Brandon Ingram could play defense. He's one of my favorite players. Trey Murphy. We love Trigger, man himself, the three-point scorer. And then the underrated part of this deal, the part that I really like personally, is Yves Missy. He is good for about 2 to 3 blocks in about 10 minutes a game. He could take over for starting center duties, and we might have one of the best defenses in the entire league. I love this guy. He's a young player. He'd be so exciting to bring into this team. Him next to Scotty would be electric. So this solves our 2 biggest issues right here. This might be one of my favorite trades and one of the most underrated ones that we're going to look at, today. Of course, we're looking at this on the 29th of January, so things can change big even tonight. I doubt while I'm filming this, but you never know. So here's our second trade, a little bit bigger. It's a 3-teamer, and it's a little bit more random as the Raptors are acquiring a player from the Kings not named Domantas Sabonis. In this one, we are acquiring Malik Monk as well as Day'Ron Sharpe, Devin Carter, and Keon Ellis. Now, for the Raptors, we are giving up RJ Barrett, our 2027 first-round pick, top 10 protected, Ochai Agbaji, and a 2027 second. So, in total, 2 picks, 2 players, 2 guys that I'm plenty happy giving up, especially because their role is going to be filled. Now, in this trade, for any Raptor fan out there trying to dissect this and understand what you're looking at, Malik Monk is a shorter, similar height, actually, to RJ Barrett. He's a right-handed version of him. I think right-handed. Jeez, if that's wrong, then shoot me. But he scores just as efficiently, if not more efficiently. He's a little smaller, so of course it's not going to be as good defense. But come on now, this is RJ Barrett. We just got torched by the combination of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, which was part of that's on RJ. He's just not great defensively. The money works. I love Day'Ron Sharpe too. He would come off the bench behind Jakob Poeltl, and he's a guy that definitely plays solid minutes. Definitely more of a hustle guy, as he's definitely not the biggest, but, not horrible defensively, not horrible offensively, but that's about it for my glowing review for this guy. I mean, he could grow into a good player. And then Keon Ellis, I've talked about him before. I love him. Great defensive option, I feel like. It would basically be a worse Davion Mitchell, which, hey, I'll always take. He is not a great scorer, not a great playmaker, but boy, can he defend the best player on the opposite team, at least if that player is a guard. And so in this, the Kings are getting RJ in a first. Really, that they're just tanking at that point. It's the first. That's really what's in it for them. RJ Barrett is the exact same as what a Zach LaVine or what a DeMar DeRozan will do in Sacramento. So I don't really like the trade at all for Sacramento. Then the Nets are getting Ochai in a second. Don't really get that for them either. So shout out to you, Otis, but I'm out on this one. Moving on to our next trade here, it's going to be from Rapsville Slim Shooter 3 on Twitter. And this is all the way back from November 6th, 2025. He was done with quickly all the way back then. So shout out to you. You were ahead of the curve here as the Toronto Raptors receive Jalen Suggs and Goga Badase, and we give up Emmanuel Quickley, Ochai Agbaji, and Jonathan Mobo. Excuse me. I just learned how to pronounce it the other day, and I know I'm pronouncing Abaji wrong, but whatever. We're here now. I personally love this trade a lot. Jalen Suggs would be such a better version of Emmanuel Quickley. He doesn't score as much, but his playmaking is way better with a similar amount of assists per game. That's not really a big difference here. Excuse me. But the big thing here is getting off Emmanuel Quickley's contract. Jalen Suggs' contract is actually good. That $35 million is something I'm willing to pay, as he is an elite defensive guard. He can shut down, much like Keon Ellis, the other team's best guard, except he's a lot better on offense, and he's a lot better at playmaking. He was drafted the pick after Scotty Barnes. And then Goga Bitadze is one of the best per-minute big men in the entire league. Great at blocking, great at rebounds, and can score when you need him to. Not his forte. But honestly, looking at what we're giving up in this, we're keeping Pirtle, so Goga is going to be the backup. Really, this is just an upgrade to our starting lineup and a bench. It's just a straight-up upgrade, if you asked me. I don't see the Magic doing this unless we include draft picks. Our next trade, yes. Our next trade here comes from IKD, ESPN needs IKD from Twitter, where this is his first of two trades. This is his one where it's like a low-key sell. The next one's a lot more exciting, so stick around for that. But this one here is Zach Collins and Ayo Dosunmu, and we're giving up Emmanuel Quickley and a 2027 first. And the argument in this trade is that we have to give up a first to get off of Quickley's contract, which, hey, I don't blame him for saying that. And then he targeted a team like the Bulls because they're always trying to compete for no reason. Recently, their GM came out and said they're trying to make moves to compete this season. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But, hey, this is on brand for the Bulls. And then the Raptors, out of this, get a guy like Zach Collins who can start sometimes. He and Sandro would be a not bad center rotation around Jakob Poeltl and whatever his health situation is. And then Ayo Dosunmu could be he's not bad. He would back up Jamal Shed in my eyes. So that's definitely more of a boring trade, and it's more so of an emergency get off Emmanuel Quickley's contract. Because 4 years, $32.5 million, not good. This trade is a lot more fun, and you know it's more fun because I needed 2 pictures for it. So this is a 3-team deal. This was taking place before the big Trae Young trade, so this doesn't really apply to the future. It's more just for fun breaking this one down, as Trae Young and Daniel Gafford come over to the Toronto Raptors. To the Hawks, we send Emmanuel Quickley, and the Mavericks send Anthony Davis and Klay Thompson. And then a combination of the Raptors and the Hawks are sending Porzingis, RJ Barrett, the former first overall pick, Zachary Risache, Luke Kennard, a first-round pick from Atlanta that has 4 swaps, and then a Raptors pick from 2027 that is a top 10 protected. Whoa, what a big trade. That would have been so much fun. The Raptors in this move off 2 of our guards, so this would mean either we get bigger, where we start Gafford, we start Barnes, we start we would probably have to start like Trae Young and like Jacoby Walter together, maybe a Grady Dick, because then Brandon Ingram, of course, is at the 2. This is a tough trade, I will be honest with you. Maybe I'm saying no to this one, if I'm being honest. I don't know what party says yes to this, I'll be real with you. The Hawks are getting Quickley, Clay, and AD to potentially go all in this year on Jalen Johnson, I guess. Jalen Johnson and Anthony Davis, and Onyeka Okongwu being there. Starting forward and centers are disgusting in the year 2026 basketball. So, this is we're not even going to get into it for the Mavericks. We're just next. This one here comes from Athlon Sports. It is a mock trade that sends RJ Barrett to the Kings and Sabonis to the Raptors, and what you've probably all been waiting for. So it's not exactly a mock trade, but it says that we could send a package of Barrett, Poeltl, Agbaji, and Grady Dick plus draft capital to the Kings in exchange for Sabonis, Keon Ellis, and then getting back Dennis Schroeder, which means that we're going to get 2 guards potentially to, both come off the bench here because we still have Jamal Shed and Emmanuel Quickley in this mock trade. And, We'd be good on big man, I can tell you that much, having Sabonis here. Setting out RJ Barrett, I guess we would be starting in this situation regularly Emmanuel Quickley and Jamal Shedden, I guess. Yeah, then you get Keon Ellis and Schroeder both coming off the bench. Does this make the Raptors a contender? Potentially. Honestly, potentially. But I feel like we just need a little bit more and more bench help especially. Of course, the injuries are not helping that, but, this is a great start if we were able to do this. This trade here is from Sports Illustrated, where the Nets acquire RJ Barrett, keeping it very simple. We get back Nick Claxton and Haywood Highsmith. Now, Haywood Highsmith is a not bad defensive guard, but he wouldn't see very many minutes with us. He would probably play over the likes of like an Elijah Martin. But Nick Claxton, he's the exciting bit in this. A very good defensive rebounding center that has similar injury issues as Jakob Poeltl. Not the same injuries, just he's been out for extended periods of time in multiple different seasons, which is rather unfortunate. But if we could get him healthy at the right time, this is a guy that could completely, I say change our defense. We have a great defense already. He could send us into that number one defense in the league stratosphere if we were able to pair him and Scotty Barnes, and if it worked out at the end of the day. So a very exciting one here from Sports Illustrated. I would not sleep on the Raptors making a trade with the Nets at the end of the day. I've seen multiple different ones come out. This is, I'm pretty sure, the only one we're going to break down today because the other ones were kind of stinky. So, yeah, we're not getting into that. Moving on here, another three-teamer, and this is the Raptors going all in this season. And this is what I mean. We're looking at the other trades kind of are now underwhelming to me. Because in this one, the Raptors are shipping out of town 2 first-round picks, Emmanuel Quickley, Agbaji, RJ Barrett, and Jakob Poeltl. The Grizzlies are getting Barrett and Poeltl and a first. The Kings are getting Quickley, Agbaji, and a first. And now, in return, we are getting Drew Eubanks and Domantas Sabonis, as well as John Morant and John Conchar, which is very exciting. Now, that is going to push us into the contender, into the top 3 in the NBA stratosphere. Bringing in John Morant, who, injured, probably not going to happen anymore. It's unlikely he gets traded at this point, but wow, would that be excited. And Domantas Sabonis. Inside, outside, defense, offense, everything. This team would be so much fun. This team would be so good. Drew Eubanks, not bad off the bench. He's there. As well as Conchar, just a shooter off the bench, but that starting lineup would be so much fun. And, of course, the trade projects +5 wins, and I can't fight that. This is from NBA Mock Trades on Twitter, which, very fun one. Thoroughly enjoyed reading through this one. Our second last trade here to look at today is probably one of the most wild ones, and, it makes us the best team in the league, bar none. So here we go. Let's jump into this one. It starts with the Raptors and Kings making a trade. RJ Barrett, Agbaji, and Grady Dick for Sabonis, keeping it just to all players to then open up the door for the next deal, which is Giannis to Toronto for Quickley, Poeltl, Jamal Shed. I would rather that be Jacoby Walter in this one. I would flip Shed and Walter, but c'est la vie, 3 firsts. And then that would make our lineup either be Jamal Shed in my books or in his books, Barnes, Jacoby Walter, Brandon Ingram, Giannis, and Sabonis. And he has, Scotty Barnes playing point guard, which, that would be a ton of fun. My preferred world, it would be Jamal Shed, then Ingram, then Barnes, then Giannis, then Sabonis. But either way, the guy posted this. Got a little bit of hate in the comments, but I loved it. Shout out to Widmer Sports Talk, because I thought this trade was so much fun. And what a universe to live in if this is what came true. I would feel like the Toronto Raptors have traded places with the Los Angeles Lakers. If we could get something like this to go down, this would make us such a fun and good team. Legitimately championship or bust if this is the trade that goes down. So now our last trade, our biggest one, a 4-team trade. It's very similar to one that we looked at earlier, just with more parts. So we'll end our video on this one here, as it is Miles Turner, Malik Monk, Day'Ron Sharpe, Dario Saric, Keon Ellis, and Russell Westbrook coming over to the Raptors, as we are sending out practically half our team. It was 3 second-round picks, 2 first-round picks, R.J. Barrett, Jonathan Mobo, Grady Dick, and Garrett Temple. This one's actually a little bit closer, if we're being honest with each other here. I say the Nets accept this trade. Sending out Day'Ron Sharpe isn't great, but bringing in a second-round pick and Grady Dick, as well as Garrett Temple, just contractually, but he's also a great player coach, so that's great for the Nets. I feel like they do that for just Day'Ron Sharpe. The Bucks, they're missing out on their starting center, the guy they literally just signed a contract to bring in Pirtle, a first, and then a Blodgett. So maybe they take that. That one's a little bit more of a but hey, it's a first and a new starting center, and you're keeping Giannis in this universe, I guess. Maybe you're shipping him off elsewhere. The Kings are getting RJ, Mobo, a first and 2 seconds. The picks are the real reason they do this. Again, we talked about it earlier, but the Kings having RJ Barrett, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan is awful. That would be trash. That would be one of the worst pairings, trios in the league. It's already one of the worst pairings, having LaVine and DeMar DeRozan next to each other, and this would only make it worse. So, the Raptors, though, low-key, I love this. We are keeping Emmanuel Quickley in this deal, which is one of the craziest parts of it, but Miles Turner and Brandon Ingram and, not him, Scotty Barnes. Miles Turner and Scotty Barnes being together as the front court would be so good defensively. Miles Turner has always been good at defending the paint. He used to put up some gaudy block numbers as not being a great rim protector, but in his, it's 2015 is when he's been drafted. It's been 11 seasons. He's gotten better. And, of course, Scotty Barnes is already, he's my defensive player of the year. We all know this. As well as Malik Monk, who would be a great scoring option in the place of RJ Barrett and Grady Dick. He's going to have to pick up a lot of slack there. And then the rest of the way here is great for depth. I love Keon Ellis and Russell Westbrook both coming in to play some depth guard. I love Day'Ron Sharpe becoming the backup big man. And then, Dario Saric, Keon Ellis, they'll do their thing. This is one of the more exciting trades for me. Does this trade make the Raptors a championship team? Probably not. We're probably not beating the Thunder in 7, but we definitely could make a second, third round, maybe finals push if this is what we do. I really like this trade. Shout out to III Toronto. To go through quickly and just gave each trade a grade. I should have done this along the way, but speed round, lightning round. I give this one a B+. I give this one an A+, please happen. I give this one a A+, please happen. I give this one a for realism. I give this one a B+ for, yeah, that's realistic. I'm cool with that. That's cool. I give this one a D, maybe an F now that it's completely unrealistic. This was ridiculous if you ask me. Looking at this one, maybe a B. It's just this is literally just the get off the contract deal. This would be awesome as well. Another A for simplicity's sake. No way this gets accepted. The last two, this one, very similar to the last one, just worse. So B-, and this one, which A+. This one makes us so good. And so that's all it's going to be for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've made it to here, please go down, hit subscribe on the CollingsThodeNetwork, as I will be doing this every single day. As I get my tongue twisted, I'm going to try to unwind it here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, like the video, and peace.